Yeah, welcome to Ghost Money Entertainment. We live here at Rams Head Live with Grif5th, artists that's doing big things in the Baltimore area, all across Maryland. It's been a phenomenal night. You know, Grif5th, first thing I want to ask you is what got you started making music?
Actually, remember we had a big snow in Maryland about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
We got like 16 inches or something. It was something ridiculous.
Okay.
I was in college. I just graduated last year.
Wow.
And I remember we were on, actually one of my buddies that's at the show tonight, we were in his dorm room. We couldn't do anything except, you know, like drink pretty much.
Yeah.
And so we were snowed in and everything. And we just started, found instrumental on YouTube and started messing around and writing little raps and all that kind of thing. And I worked at the library, and one day I just decided I was going to write like 4 minutes. So I wrote I wrote a track, and then I put it to Still Not a Player, that old Big Pun song.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
actually the last song on my first mixtape. It never was a player. It's a it's a re-recording of it, but
wow.
The first song I ever wrote is right there. So.
Wow. Yeah.
That's how I got into it.
So okay. So going to the library. So you did what you was like doing your research.
No, I mean I worked at the desk like checking out books and stuff, and I just sat there with a notebook. It's called January terms. There's only I went to school with 600 people. There was maybe 200 on campus then.
Wow.
So no one came to the library, but I sat there for like 4 hours maybe and just scribbled one out real quick. And I was always into rap, you know, in high school.
Yeah.
I think the first rap CD I ever bought, I think I got 50 Cent, his first CD.
Okay.
And I Get Rich or Die Trying. And I got NWA, actually, their greatest hits.
Oh,
my first 2 rap CDs.
Yeah, they classics. They
and those are,
classics.
I mean, they're still one of my favorites to this day. I love those guys. I don't rap about as controversial things, obviously.
Right. But
yeah.
still, it's good.
Yeah,
so like with the band, how did you make the connection with the band as opposed to you just writing? I mean,
right.
How did that happen?
What happened was I've done a bunch of shows in Baltimore, mostly at Sonar. I've done them in a handful of places, but my booking guy from Baltimore Sound, Brian Smith, there's your plug. He called me. He was like, "Hey man, I got Rams Head open April 13th. Are you down?" And I was like, "Absolutely. I've been wanting to play Rams Head for a while. I haven't gotten it yet." So he told me, he was like, I'll give you the show. You got to sell like 100 tickets, and I want you to do something to amp it up a notch. You know, I don't want you just on stage by yourself with instrumentals." And I was like, "All right, we'll see what I can do." So I called my buddy Joe, who's played bass for us tonight.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey man, do you still?"
Joe Mean too.
Yeah.
Joe Mean.
He's a good. I mean, all of them are awesome at these shows. But like, I was like, "Hey man, you guys still do your Blink-182 cover band?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then this was a month ahead of time maybe when I found out about the show. And I told him, I was like, "In a month I want to do a show. Rams Head, it's gonna be big. I want a backup band, step it up a notch." And he was like, "That's a short period of time, but we'll see what happens." So.
Wow. With the short period of time, was the rehearsal difficult to do when y'all went into rehearsal?
I mean, I gotta be perfectly honest. We practiced. It might have seemed like it was more. We practiced maybe 3 times together.
Wow. Wow.
3 times, and then we did a real brief, quick one today, early in the afternoon before the show. But I mean, these guys, I sent them my music, and they all were just listening to it a lot, and they got down their each individual instrument, put it all together without me, and then I showed up at the next practice and did all the vocals and stuff. And then, you know, we just decided, hey, we'll throw in a rock track or 2 since you guys are a rock band, and that turned out actually really well. I think people love that. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's huge. That's real huge. So, won't you do this for us? Won't you drop a hot 16 or drop a verse or something, just for the listening audience, just so they can view that. Just give them something.
Give me like something. I know you can do that. You can do it. Oh yeah. This ain't your Griffies up to bat. Yo, he better aim for the warehouse. They're feeding off my flow like it was a government handout. Please let me address the congregation. Yeah, I'm white, but I earn my stripes. Got an army of 7 nations. I'm laughing just like Jeezy do. I'm lactose intolerant, and your rhymes are straight up cheesy, dude. But it's easy to underestimate your competitor, especially when he's a regular dude that's working for a senator. You look at me and you think I'd be like Dan B, but I'll slay your mother like that hunter did that Bambi. Not really, I'm all talk in case you couldn't tell, but when I be spitting I'm like LL because I'm doing it well. A sick crack of the side of your stomach, saltine, itching for my stupid rhymes. I call you a dope fiend. baby face, freckled up, child's play sound. I'm a chili pepper, red hot, so I'll give it away now.
Whoa. Yeah. Wow. So my next question is, what are some of your influences that, I mean, the influence, like, what drives you to do what you do?
Man, I think a lot of what I like to do is, if you listen close to my lyrics, it's so much wordplay.
Yeah.
And wordplay is my favorite thing to do because it's fun to write, like to sit there and think, like, how can I put something, a thought, like a more, you know, like a metaphorical thought, but put it into regular terms and make it sound cooler.
Yeah.
So,
really, like,
yeah, it's just really my motivation is like, you know, Lupe Fiasco and like Grif5th. I mean, and obviously Jay-Z circa 1990, like anything.
Right.
I love Jay-Z. All those guys, when they do such intelligent rap and everything. Yeah. And it's like some people don't get it, but they do it for themselves. And I like to think that there's certain lines in a song that I write, for example, that I know that no one might understand what it means except for me.
Right.
It doesn't bother me though, because I know, like, in my head, it's kind of just for me.
Like that best performances in your mind. Yeah.
I'll give you an example. I got a line from one of my songs, and I can't even remember which one right now, but it's the line is, "Look at the roof. I'm not from Cali, but I'm raising it." And you know, everyone thinks, like, you know, like raising the roof and all that, right? Yeah. And maybe somebody would be like, what does Cali have to do with it? But remember the California raisins? Yeah. Those little, that ad, when I was a kid, the purple things, white arms. Yeah. That's what that line's about. I'm not from Cali, but I'm raising it. So it's both raising and also the. Yeah. See, that's a line right there that wow. You know, I wrote that kind of, and I don't think anyone gets it unless I tell them.
Yeah, and that's true. Right. But you know, one thing I respect about wordplay is that you can listen to the song and it go right over your head. But when you listen to it again, it's like, bingo, you know what I mean?
That's when you want that second time through,
yeah. So it makes the song like new again.
Yeah,
so
and also the trick is to make it intelligent but also catchy. That's how you get people to listen to you.
Y'all getting it first from Grif5th. See, he telling y'all the mathematics to this. So what's some of the advice that you want to give to people out there that's that want to do what you doing and be successful at?
Man, to be honest, I wouldn't call myself quite successful yet. I hope to get there. Let's go it that way. You know, I get people asking for advice sometimes, and you know, people send me lyrics. They email me lyrics. People off Twitter. I get a lot of hits on Twitter. People email me lyrics and ask me my opinion and all that. And my first piece of advice I feel like I always give, because I've read through like a handful of verses people have sent me, is to make sure you think about what you want to say before you think about rhyming. That's really the key. A lot of these guys,
that's deep.
They sent me. I mean, this one kid sent me a verse, and it wasn't bad. It's just I felt like he was forcing the rhyming, and he wasn't getting across exactly what I want to say. So if you think in your head, I want to say something funny about, you know, how I'm white, I grew up in a suburban neighborhood, and I went to a private school, right? You could rhyme, like, you could just think, oh, okay, I'll rhyme school and cool, what words go before that? Or you could think, I'll make a line about, the first line will be, hey, I'm like a white cracker, and then like the second line will be like, you know, about where you went to school, the third and fourth. So you get the idea in first, and then the rhymes work themselves out from there. At least that's what happens.
Yeah, it's like magic.
Yeah. I mean, not white, but yeah.
I mean,
it depends, But my biggest piece of advice, though, is not to get discouraged, you know, like, some people obviously are better at rapping than others, and some people don't want to tell anybody that. Yeah. But the fact is that some people are better they're more talented at rhyming and rapping than others are. Yeah. But that's not, you know, that doesn't mean that you don't have a talent somewhere else. I mean, you could be the worst rapper in the world, and all of a sudden you pick up, you know, a drum kit, and you're the best drum kit.
There you go.
So if you're not the best rapper, keep at it. If it really don't work out, then put your talents to someone else and find your talents.
There you go. Now, one more thing. Would you any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Oh man, I want to give props to Colin, drummer from the night, Joe on bass, Matt and Kyle on guitar, my family, my girlfriend was here, a bunch of my friends were here, a bunch of my fraternity brothers.
Thank
you guys for listening for interviewing me.
Yeah. So this concludes our interview. I appreciate it, Grif5th. It's been wonderful. So look up www.ghostmoneyent.com. We're gonna have exclusive footage of Grif5th. And thank you, Ghost Money Entertainment. We get the platform, stage, we bring it to life. Thanks for being here. Salute.
It's a wrap.
Good shit, bro.
That was great.